What is happening, family? Big week ahead of us. But could this MIT report into generative AI, which is highly misunderstood, by the way, and completely overreacted on, could this make you a millionaire? I'm going to explain the reasons as to why buying TAO today is like buying Bitcoin at $330 to $50. Smash a like, guys. Welcome back, and let's go. Not financial advice, guys. Everything I talk about here is my own opinions and investment strategies, and this content is purely educational based. So, guys, when it comes to AI, Sam Altman came out and talked about the value of the AI bubble, or the extent of the AI bubble. There's concerns about NVIDIA. There's concerns about the tech bubble that is clearly happening, driven largely by speculative generative AI. Now, on the whole, AI has already changed our lives. There is no putting AI back into the box. What is crucial here is, as ownership of AI becomes more decentralized, companies, large stock companies, in particularly the Wall Street will change in the next 5 years. By 2030, right now, 1% own everything, right? And that's not going to continue. This is the power of decentralization. You need to think long term about where you position yourself. Imagine, NVIDIA is a $4 trillion company. Imagine the cost of ownership for a decentralized AI project like a TAO and many of the other ones that we will look at. But this is the daddy of all crypto AI projects. And as the prices do come down, I would encourage every single one of you to assess. It may seem like it's way too big right now, but trust me, over the long term, it is an investment that is not understood by the masses, and they will never understand dynamic TAO by just coming in. All people understand is coming into the ecosystem and making it as easy as possible, and that's happening through wallets. But let's look at what's going on here. So TAO is going to do an airdrop. In addition to that, TAO is going to have its rewarding, like it's already, you can stake TAO and of course earn these rewards. Now, in addition to that, the TAO halving makes it possible for these rewards. So daily returns, monthly earnings. So TAO is going to reach around 10.5 million tokens or coins. At that point, the TAO halving kicks in. Okay. So current circulating supply is 9.78 million. And the first halving will take place exactly when it reaches 10.5 million out of the scarce total of 21 million. That halving will go on. It will happen every 4 years until 2069. Now, of course, the mechanisms in and how they do this is going to be different from Bitcoin. So you have to remember, every 12 seconds, a block completed and is rewarded 1 TAO, which is distributed among miners, validators, subnet owners. And of course, when that is 10.5 million TAO tokens in circulation, the date is subject to slight variation due to the network dynamics. So dynamic TAO is probably the biggest thing that ever happened to this ecosystem. That gives it the alpha tokens, that gives the staking, that does so many things for the ecosystem. But like I said, just like I gave you sub $10 million TAO stats, it is absolutely essential that you just spend some time farming there. You never know, your next 100x coin could come from there. So far, Sturdy Finance has struggled. TAObot has done really well because of Alex Becker. And the other one that a lot of influencers are getting into is the Inspect token, which is quite centralized, but high risk, high reward, isometric bet. So emissions will drop from 7,200 TAO to 3,600 TAO per day. And alpha token emissions will follow the similar reduction. Now, of course, like I said, the dynamics of these drops is different from Bitcoin. Of course, 21 million tokens is modeled on Bitcoin, right? So that's the total supply, which is the total that will ever be mined for Bittensor TAO. Okay. So if you look at 2016, that was Bitcoin's first halving, right? Bitcoin was around what? $350. So imagine if you run that into tens of thousands of dollars. I do believe TAO will hit one day 5 figures. I genuinely believe that. And it is, like I said, right now, there is a tech bubble that's happening, right? But when TAO becomes more scarce and plugs away over the years, you'd wish you got in early. And early 250, you know, we put out a buy alert around us, you know, 200, 169. However, people actually see that as it's difficult because you can't really think of the mechanics. You know, I'd rather spend $1,000 and get 10 million tokens on a shit coin rather than something you can buy at the end of every monthly or weekly, whatever, till you see the DCA enough to actually value it. But TAO is the backbone of decentralized AI. With fewer tokens coming, I do believe you'll look back on this as a fantastic opportunity with a limited downside and a massive upside. Now, of course, right now, the biggest AI project on the globe is TAO. So it's 3 billion. It's not everyone's got enough money to go and make 100x. And the next one is 3 billion exactly. These two are neck and neck, but I think Near Protocol hasn't had a run, right? So from $2 and some change, potentially this could go to at least $20, 15 to 20 bucks. It could even go to 50 bucks. It is a layer one. They've struggled with the staking has been tremendous. It has been horrible here. So what they've done is through a new project called Rear Finance built on Near Protocol, they started to offer liquid staking and it's a lot more dynamic, right? So Near Protocol is one that you can actually speculate on. Now, a lot of people love ICP. I have nothing against Internet Computer. I was once a holder of Internet Computer. The chart is, as always, screwed by Sam Bankman-Fried. And it looks really ugly to new investors, when you come into the ecosystem. No one's denying that tech is great. Now, it's got about, a volume of 80 million. I think they will pump this to a level that returns decently. I'm not holding it, just saying it could do really well. In addition to that, if you look at these top AI projects, you've got the likes of AITECH, undervalued, microcap, Arweave and AO. They go in together. I've put Arweave into the DePIN category, AO as well, but AO can also be in the GEMS, high risk, high reward AI tokens. Of course, you've got the likes of Cubic and you've got a few others. Now, Virtuals Protocols has come down and could potentially maybe even dip below 500 million market cap. That would be a good time to strike on that one. Cookie DAO has absolutely been decimated, 77 million in terms of market cap right now. Inflation has been stiff, but that's a good one as well. And of course, TAS AI, which we looked at the other day. These are all good isometric, especially closeness to Solana could yield you some really good gains. And of course, their AI agent is shipping with the Saga phone. Okay. So big up to these projects. Let me know in the description what projects you are holding, what you bullish on the most. Is it a Near Protocol? Is it an ICP? Is it a Bittensor TAO? Then what is your high risk, high play right now? For example, AO is at $52 million and Orichain's at $52 million. AITECH is at a $56 million market cap. You've got 36 million for TAS AI. Neural AI is in the 30 million. All right. Some of them also cross over. What is your favorite AI agent? I'm talking about a blue chip that I'm comfortable with. I can buy this for my little one. But in terms of the others, I have to buy, hold, sell quickly. But this is what I'm saying. A long-term investment. By the time Wall Street becomes fully tokenized and decentralized, are you going to be then saying, oh man, I remember when TAO was like $150, $200, $300, $500. Who cares? The project has its own challenges. It's not easy for the ordinary average Joe to go into dynamic TAO. We know all of that. Over time, it'll get easier, but no one understands Bitcoin. No one understands hash rate. but they do understand it's scarce, right? So store of value, if Bitcoin is the store of value of money, this could be the store of value of data. Let me know where your mind is. Big up to Nansen, Mexi, and of course, Tangent. And let me know in the description what you think of TAO and what AI projects are you most bullish on. Of course, nobody's right, nobody's wrong, guys. The cycle always, brings surprises, but you can see the clarity in my logic and thinking long term. I'll catch you on the next one.